And it's good to have you here either way. Anyway, our guest today is one of our newest staff members, but he certainly is no stranger to Keswick Christian School since he is an alumni. And the Lord has done some incredible things in his life and has brought him back here to be our, what we call our Director of Advancement, which is a whole lot more than what you think typically, which is he's here to raise money. Matter of fact, when we were talking with Mr. Stratis, that was, to me, that is a byproduct of his job. It's not the goal of his job. His goal is to raise up friends in our community, in our churches, with our pastors, and with businessmen and women all around, get them to be on board with what we do here at Keswick Christian School. And besides that, he's a kindred spirit. He and I have clicked really well together, and I'm delighted that he's in chapel here today to share with you what God has been doing in his heart, and hopefully what God is doing in your heart today too. So please, Mr. Stratis, the mic is yours.
Well, it's great to be here. It's great to be here this morning with you guys. 15 years ago, I sat in the same seats. All of you guys are here this morning. 15 years. It goes by quick. Seniors are well aware of how time goes by quick, right? Yeah. It goes by real fast. Yeah, I was watching you guys come in. I realized one thing. Seeing all you guys interact, things don't change that much, even within 15 years. You guys here this morning, lots on your mind. We got a football game coming up Friday. Ladies in cheerleading, other athletic sports, music, academics. You know, I remember coming in with my friends, sitting down, and we had a whole host of other things on our mind than really sitting down and listening to whoever was speaking. I can't remember any of the things any of the guest speakers really said over those course of the years. I'm sure they had a little bit of an impact, but you guys are dealing with all kinds of pressures, all kinds of things on your mind this morning. But I want to ask you guys one question this morning. Pretty simple, but it has huge implications, and here it is. What road of life are you guys on this morning? What road of life? Most of you are familiar with Matthew 7, where it talks about the narrow way and the wide way, but there's a third road that's not much talked about. But Christ talks in Revelation 3 about a third road, and I call it the median of life. The median is all you guys, especially those of you who are driving now, hopefully not running into the median, but that's that place that divides one road from the other. And each of these three roads, if you guys listen this morning, will find yourselves in one of these three roads, and we're going to look particularly at the median, because I think most of you here this morning will find yourselves there. But just to give you an overview, most of you are familiar with the wide road. There's some of you here this morning who have made up your mind already that I don't care what anybody has to say to me. The only reason I'm here is because my parents have made me come here. I already know what I believe, and it doesn't have anything to do with what I'm being taught right now. Your main focus right now is just have fun. That's okay. The only advice I give to you is this. There's no guarantees in life this morning. One thing that life has taught us, schools in Colorado, in Arkansas, and at Virginia Tech, there are no guarantees in life. I can guarantee you those students never thought that they'd be standing before their Creator this morning, or last year. I've had the opportunity to walk down hospitals of the cancer ward where children are being treated for leukemia and cancer. If you ever had a chance to walk down, your life will never be the same, to see young kids dying. But they have a smile on their face, which is incredible. There's no guarantees in life, guys, even today. The narrow way, and some of you are walking down that path this morning, and that's following Christ. Made a commitment. And let's be real this morning. I know what takes place here at Keswick. We're talking about being a genuine commitment, genuine Christian. Authenticity is this. I learned it early on, and I never forgot it. Who you are when no one's looking, and what you're willing to stand for when people are looking. All All of you know what I'm talking about when no one's looking. On the computer, with your friends. It's tough to be a genuine Christian. I've said this to many young people. It's tougher to be a real Christian here at Keswick than it would be to be in a public school. Because you're respected over there if you stand on principle. Here, hey, let's have fun. Come on. Why do you have to be so serious? Take it so serious. My encouragement to those of you that are walking that fine line is after the years that I have to look back on, true contentment is found within a relationship with Jesus Christ. True contentment. You can have happiness. You can go to parties, and seniors, you're going to be exposed to a whole new world where your parents aren't there to control you. You're going to have to make choices. You can decide what you want to do. It's kind of a neat time in your life. But I'd say this. If parties and being with the right people is really, truly what makes you content, then we should be able to look to Hollywood and see people that are just busting at the seams, happy as can be. But what do you find in Hollywood? People that are depressed. They're searching for other things. It doesn't seem like many of them are very happy. So there's got to be something more. There has to be. Then there's the third road, and I think most of you will find you here this morning. That's the meaning of life. Trying to have it both ways. Here at Christian school, you know what's the truth. You have great Bible teachers here, instructors, Mr. Holtzhaus, Mr. Walter, Mr. Sloan, teaching you the foundational principles. But trying to walk that fine line of having it both ways, of enjoying the world and also following Christ. So you try to wedge your way right in the middle. Sometimes you go on both sides. Sometimes you might go off to a camp and get excited about following the Lord and then come back to the real pressures of school. So you find yourself vacillating back and forth. And really, if you're honest with yourself, yeah, you'd say, hey, I'm in the middle. I'm trying to follow the Lord. Maybe I read my Bible sometimes. I pray a little bit. I do my devotion. Here's a quick check. You want to know if you're in the middle of the road? How's your prayer time? How's your quiet time with the Lord? Here's a second, more applicable. Do you reach out to other people? Here at Keswick, there's all kinds of groups. If you go outside your group and reach out to other people, bring them into your group, do you welcome other people? Or ladies, are you sitting in your groups talking about other people, enjoying that? That's what normally happens. We feel better about ourselves by talking about other people. Those are a few quick checks. Most of you are familiar who Michael Phelps is, right? 8 gold medals. Who? Unbelievable, right? One of the best athletes in the world right now. 8 gold medals. My wife and I enjoyed watching the Olympics just to see how just talented this swimmer was. But you know, there was an interview done after the Olympics with him, with Bob Costas, and they were sitting down talking. And they were talking about how great is it for you, Michael, to be on top of the world now, to have everything you want. Everybody's talking, wanting to talk to you, do interviews. He's flying to London. He's doing an interview over there. And he was asking, Bob was asking Michael, well, how does it feel to be on top of the world? How does it feel to deal with all this fame? And, I thought Michael would be talking about, what a great experience it was. This was just, the best time of my life. You know what he talked about? He said, yeah, I've been inundated with all kinds of phone calls and emails from all kinds of people. He said, but there's people now that are sending me emails, wanting to be my friend, wanting to connect with me. I remember back in high school when they made fun of me. Michael Phelps has big ears, and so he used to flick his ears. That's what he said during that interview. He said, I remember those guys, those same guys that are now calling me, I remember them flicking my ears. I said, wow, look, he spent the next 5 minutes talking about remembering the past, remembering what happened in high school. And I can promise you this from experience. People still remember how they were treated in high school. I remember my best friend now was a student here who was not well liked. Not because he wasn't a fun, nice guy, just because he was on the outside. Wasn't very athletic, not popular. But you know what he told me several years into our relationship?